Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nicole and I recently left my job as a recruiter to go back to nursing school. So I thought that today would be a good opportunity just to tell you guys a little bit more about the program that I chose and why I made the decision, and just a little bit more about that. So I am going to be doing an accelerated BSN program or an ABSN program. So with that, when I was looking at schools, I didn't realize how many different options there were as far as nursing went, whether it just be like a normal Bachelor of Science in nursing, an accelerated Bachelor of Science, or an ADN. So I thought that this could be a good resource just to tell you guys a little bit about what I learned from my experiences. And of course, I could be wrong with some of that information, or it could be something that could be different based on your location, but thought that that would be something that would just be helpful for people if you're interested in going into nursing and you're trying to weigh all the options, and then also tell you guys like what ultimately made me decide that I wanted to get or go the ABSN route. So I guess first things first, we can talk about my program. So I ultimately decided to go the accelerated Bachelor of Science in Nursing route. My program is a 15-month program, so none of my semesters are shrunk down. I'm still going 4 semesters for the nursing school portion. I just have all of my prereqs done previously. So for the program that I am going into, I had to have a previous bachelor's degree and then also have completed anatomy and physiology 1 and 2, microbiology. I didn't take sociology previously, so I had to take that as well, and then a chemistry class, but I know every program is different. I believe the microbiology and the anatomies are pretty like across the board standard. However, I do think the chemistry and some of those other requirements do depend on the program, so just make sure that you're looking into that and chatting with a guidance counselor or a counselor over at your school too, just to make sure that you're taking the correct classes. A lot of times they can tell you like how things transfer. I took all of my classes at a community college because it was cheaper, and then transferred them over to the university, but definitely up to you on what's best for you there. But the other route that I did consider going and I actually applied for a program was the ADN route, or associate's degree in nursing. So typically that is through a community college, or where I'm at, that's through a community college, and it's a 2-year degree. And with that, when you graduate, you are still eligible to sit and take your NCLEX to become an RN, because no matter which route you go, you still have to pass your NCLEX ultimately to become a registered nurse. So the ADN program that I looked into, something that was really appealing to me when I was kind of trying to figure out the route that I was going to go, was that a lot of the community colleges around me had night programs. So with that, classes didn't start, I believe, at most of them until 6, and they went from like 6 to 10:30 multiple days a week. And with that allowed you to be able to still work full-time or pretty close to full-time if that was something that you were interested in doing. And the course load was just spread out a little bit more because it was a full 2 years as opposed to like a 15 months consolidated. So that was something that was really appealing to me. And of course the cost was a little bit lower as well, but I did know that ultimately I wanted to get my BSN. So I started crunching numbers and looking at timelines of, okay, if I got my ADN, that was going to take me 24 months to get. And then most of the universities around me that offer like an RN to BSN program, it was online, which is really nice, but it is a 9-month program, and most of them it costs between $8,000 and $12,000. So I started just looking at overall time where I could have my BSN in 15 months and be eligible to sit for the NCLEX at that point in time as well. Or I could have my ADN in 24 months, take the NCLEX, and then need to spend another 9 months in school for my BSN if that's something I still ultimately decided I wanted at the time. And also just the cost breakdown. So for the programs that I was looking at in the comparison, it was less than a $10,000 difference, which is still a lot of money to be able to just get the BSN out of the way. And I also kind of just like the idea of like having 15 months that really stink and just getting it out of the way and done with. So that is the route that I ultimately decided to go. So like I said, I'm going to be in an accelerated BSN program. It's a 15-month program. It is still 4 full semesters, so none of them are like consolidated down or at like an expedited pace from the normal program, which is really nice. And then in the program I am in, all of the accelerated students are in the same block of classes. So I'll be with the same classmates the whole time. So hopefully they like me, or I find some people that I get along with, because I know normally that's a nice thing about being in different classes, is being able to make different friends and things like that. But with that, I'm starting off my first semester with like a foundations or fundamentals in nursing, and then I don't remember what it's called, but like a history of nursing course, and then a pathophysiology course, a nutrition course, and a pharmacology course. So with that, definitely going to be very busy, but not taking a course load that's heavier than a typical nursing program, which I was really interested in, like a 12-month accelerated BSN program, but after doing a lot of research, decided that maybe that wasn't the best fit for me, just because I didn't want to do the consolidated semesters, where people joke that like on syllabus day, you're diving into content and you already have an exam 2 weeks in and things like that. With me going back to school, I wanted it to be a similar pace as previous coursework that I had taken, which I know nursing is just a totally different ballgame in general. But wanted just to have like a traditional semester length as well, because I know that it'll be nice with getting back into the swing of things with studying and trying to get into the swing of things as well. So that's a little bit about my program and why I decided to go that route. Would love to hear about the program that you chose, or what you're kind of looking for in programs, or the route that you're leaning, or any questions that you have down below if I can help answer those for you. And thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Bye.